Welcome back to another episode of Legally Vegas. I'm your host, Jacqueline Bretell. I'm the CEO and partner at Bighorn Law, Nevada's premier personal injury law firm. And I'm here with my dear friend, Samantha Martin. And we are back. You guys might remember Sam from the very first episode that we did of Legally Vegas. And we are back with some updates. We've got really three big things to talk about today.
Yep. We're
going to first kick it off with an update on the Bruner versus Sterling case. And
AKA, I'm in love with a stripper.
Yes. And I shared with Sam earlier, we had some family photos today. And one of the first things that my photographer said to me when we came in, and we've kind of become friends. And but Christina said, when are you filming the next episode? We need the update on Bruner. When is Sam coming back? So
conveniently today.
It was today.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about it again. I'm still fascinated by this case. I need to know everything that is going on with this case. I want to know all of the pleadings, everything. Like I need to be kept up to the minute. So I have a feeling we'll be doing a couple updates on this case before it's over.
I think so. And I can tell you just from like the most recent pleadings, once we started going through them, it's as contentious as ever.
Oh, it's great.
So you and I last filmed on December 4th, 2025.
Okay.
And on that day, that was the same day that the order came down denying Sterling, the defendant, Ms. Sterling's motion to dismiss. And one of the things that the court allowed Ms. Sterling to do allowed the plaintiff to do, Mr. Bruner, was to file an amended complaint. He proceeded to do so like a few days later. I think it was like December 8th.
Right.
And then I noticed when I was just catching up on the pleadings, it looks like
a default.
Well, they tried to default him. It looks like it was like January 9th or something. I mean, more than a month later, the Bruners tried to take a default judgment, or they filed what's called a 3-day notice of intent to take default against Ms. Sterling because she still had not filed an answer. We did finally get the answer, and there were just a couple of like kind of interesting things. And I'll tell you guys, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, Sam and I have our laptops in front of us, and you know this is serious when we have our laptops, because I don't want to mess anything up here.
I know, right?
Now,
we're ready to talk.
So here are like the two big things that I found in the answer that I thought were so interesting that I think people would want to know. So first, the answer was formally filed on January 14th of 2026 by Ms. Sterling, as well as her significant other.
Mr.
Cotright. So they have the same lawyer as well as Ms. Sterling's trust. They're all represented by the Jimerson firm. And this was the thing that caught my eye in the answer. So one of the responses in defendant's answer is defendants pointed out, and I'm going to just quote it here, plaintiff paid for her to visit him and travel with him on numerous vacations and trips, including international trips to luxury resorts and hotels across the globe, denies the allegations therein, and as to all other allegations in this paragraph, denies the same. Indeed, plaintiff was generous with his resources and routinely would fly Sterling and others to his various properties. For example, in 2020, plaintiff flew Sterling and others, including, but not limited to, members of the University of Alabama golf team to Cabo San Lucas. Below is a photo taken by Sterling on March 3rd, 2020, of the members of the University of Alabama golf team in front of the private jet plaintiff flew Sterling and the golf team to Cabo San Lucas, and is attached here too as Exhibit A. I don't think that the University of Alabama golf team expected to make a surprise appearance in the pleadings here.
There's no way. I wonder if, it also is a little weird to me, why is this old guy flying the University of Alabama golf team also to Cabo? Do you think one of his sons, one of his I want to know what that connection is. Because if you look at the photo, which I love when people include photos in pleadings, right? If you look at the photo, this golf team looks young.
They do. They look very young.
Yeah. I mean, they're college kids, so it's not to age ourselves, but they're clearly in their 20s. How do they know Mr. Bruner?
I mean, they could even be 18, 19 years old.
Right.
And then my other question is do you think they know how Mr. Bruner met Miss Sterling?
Oh, I mean, I feel like you have to.
You met her in Vegas. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, I don't know. They have to fill in the blanks, right? You met her in Vegas and now you fly her places. Huh. Okay.
So
yeah, totally normal relationship.
I thought that was so interesting. And I kind of feel bad for these kids because I am sure, here we are 6 years later, and I'm sure that they have moved on with their lives and are doing all sorts of things. And I don't know. So there was that. And then there was also another thing that came up in
Are you talking about the blonde bombshell?
Yeah. So
I was like, what?
There is an email that was attached as an exhibit. And it's embedded right in the pleadings. And it is an email that it looks like originally was from Ms. Sterling over to Mr. Bruner. And the subject line is blonde bombshell. Bomb and shell, two different words.
Right, which it's just one word.
It's just one word.
In case anybody's curious, it's only one word.
Now, this email is dated 10/14 of 2014. And this is the response from Mr. Bruner over to Ms. Sterling. It says, "Morning, babe. That picture is hilarious." And then space and like a lot of exclamation points. "Hey, I just thought of something." A lot of dots. "I'm a little slow. The banks have to report checks cashed over $10,000. So I'm going to send you $9,500 today and the balance Friday. I hope this is okay. I'll send the check Friday to Vegas. I love you." So, Sam, I mean, I know the answer to this, but who do banks have to report checks cashed over $10,000 to?
The IRS.
The IRS.
Yes,
and so I don't know exactly where they're going with that, but I'm guessing that there was maybe some intent to...
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, there's like some intent to fraud, like...
Or to avoid paying taxes on something. I'm not sure.
Well, I also want to know, like you said, it says, "That picture is hilarious," space, exclamation points. What picture? Now I want to know the picture. Like, provide the rest of the email.
I know.
Where is the photo?
Mr. Jimerson, what are you doing?
Oh, I have a feeling.
People want to know.
I really hope we get it during discovery, during the disclosures. And for everybody out there who doesn't know, like when you start a lawsuit, right? Both sides have to exchange documents, all the info you have, the text messages, the photos, basically everything. And that is what I want. I want to see this. I want to see who the witnesses are going to be. I'm here for all the photos, all the text, because we haven't gotten everything.
Right. And I would think that that's going to happen pretty soon. So that was probably the most interesting thing that I found in defendant's answer. And I can tell you almost everything else, it looks like both Miss Sterling and her significant other and the trust, they deny all the other allegations. Now, as far as other procedural updates, so on February 2nd, 2026, and then again, for whatever reason, on February 12th, 2026, there was a notice of early case conference filed. So an early case conference, I'm going to defer to you, Sam, because you do the heavy litigation, is what?
So early case conference is basically... so when the parties file a lawsuit, after everybody answers, it's where the two parties meet and basically come up with the schedule, which, given how contentious everything has been, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall during that ECC or early case conference meeting. I just imagine that these two sides are not getting along. So basically, it used to be that you had to do it in person, but since COVID, everything can be done virtually now, right? So you get on the phone or you do a virtual Zoom meeting, I guess, and then you basically decide how long we're going to need for discovery. In other words, how long do we each get to play investigator? And, you're going to give me all your documents in 14 days. I'm going to give you all my documents in 14 days. We need XYZ days for trial. And then you file the JCCR, or the Joint Case Conference Report, which basically outlines all of this. You send it to the judge. The judge either does a conference or, an order. And then that is basically your calendar, if you will. And so in this one, when the JCCR was initially put in, they said they were going to exchange their documents in 14 days. Sometimes, and I'm sure, Jackie, you remember from when you did litigation, sometimes the parties attach the exhibits and everything to the JCCR. And that was what I really wanted to have. I really wanted to be like, oh, what do we got? But they didn't exchange them. So we don't have them. So I'm dying. I need to know. I need to know.
Now, the JCCR, the Joint Case Conference Report, that was filed on February 20th, 2026. And I did note that there's an option that you can choose if you want a dispute conference. So if you're in dispute over certain things about the discovery timeline, they said no. And if they want a settlement conference, and the party said nope.
No. Oh, they were absolutely not.
So The estimated time for trial, both the plaintiff and the defendants estimated it'll take 7 to 10 days for trial. They said that, these are the dates that are agreed upon. The court has not yet adopted them. Close of discovery is November 16th of this year, which is really close. Like, that's not that far away.
I thought that was quick because normally you do like a year.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a lot faster than I would have anticipated. So.
I would have thought so too. I mean, the parties are proposing initial disclosures of August 18th of this year. I mean, we're sitting here, it's April 1st, and August 18th, yeah, it sure kind of feels like it's far away, but it's really not. It's going to be here so quickly.
It's around the corner. But also, let's think about it this way. Like, what type of experts do you think you would get for this case? Like, in the car crashes, you get a liability expert. Sometimes if like how the incident occurred is in dispute, you get a medical expert to relate all your medical, but are you going to get like another stripper to say that like these types of relationships are normal? Like, who are you getting as an expert? That is what I'm like, what?
I mean, I can think of like, they're going to have to evaluate him. And all of this is over the value of the house, right? And like, a little bit of that. So maybe like an appraisal expert. I don't know.
Or like maybe like an estate attorney. I don't like.
Maybe.
Yeah, because that was the whole issue that we talked about in the first episode where she bought the house and then she like flipped it into her trust, which is normal for people who know about that, which again, everybody get a trust attorney if you own a house.
Right.
So maybe they'll do like a trust attorney to say like this is
normal.
Yeah, I think there should be just other strippers and basically be like, listen, these relationships are normal, and if this man thought that we were really in love, that's on him.
There was a demand for a jury trial that was filed by the Sterling and Cartwright.
Let me be on that jury. Oh God, please let me be on that jury.
I think you and I will immediately.
No, I will absolutely not. But I will. If this goes to trial, we will.
We will be there every day.
Oh, if this goes to trial, we will be doing live updates. Like, yes. I promise to all the viewers, it'll be like day one of trial. Samantha and Jackie.
Everything that we saw.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is what we did. Yes. Oh my God, I want to be a trial blogger.
Maybe we will pay for courtroom TV.
Yes,
court TV
we'll absolutely pay for courtroom TV just so we can be like, guys, ladies and gentlemen.
So there's a hearing that's scheduled to take place on April 16th of 2026, and that is the mandatory 16.1 conference with Judge Holthus. Back when I was litigating heavily, we didn't have those conferences. That's a newer thing, so I don't know exactly what even happens at those.
I don't remember how long we've had these or why. Like, I don't remember the rationale behind it, but basically, like, every judge does it differently. You'll have some judges who you go in there and they will basically read the JCCR and be like, you have agreed to this date, correct, plaintiff? And you're like, yes, Your Honor, we already submitted. Like, why are we going over this? And then they just like read it into the record and then they do an order approving it. So that's some judges. There are other judges who you can submit just the order and they'll just like rubber stamp it. Some judges are like, everybody in agreement. So you're like, yeah, they're like, cool, see you later. So there is no set thing as to what happens in these conferences. They're normally done, again, thank you, COVID. They're done via Zoom. You kind of appear, you wave, the judge says, good job. And that's that. They're not, I think they're pointless, but don't tell anybody I said that, except now I told everybody, but that's my opinion.
Now one thing that I think, I noticed that we have a lot of viewers that are local in Vegas, but we also have a lot of viewers that are outside of Vegas and maybe are just interested in cases that are going on here or just Vegas life. And one thing that I thought was interesting for those of you that are not in our legal world, the judge in this case was also made very famous by an event that happened. Oh gosh, it was more than a year ago where she was attacked on the bench. Judge Holthus was injured as a result of that. Thankfully has recovered or like seems to have recovered, is doing really well. She's a really well-respected judge. But if you guys remember seeing the video of the man basically like leaping over the bench and
the law clerk has to like jump in and try to like rip him off of her.
That law clerk was amazing, by the way, and really saved the day. And anyway, that is Judge Holthus, and that's the judge that this case is in front of. Before we move on, I want to share. So we did get the transcript of the hearing on the motion to dismiss. And of course, I wasn't there, so I didn't get to see it. But Mr. Jimerson was just brilliant.
Such a good attorney.
As far as his handling, he was so good. So we're going to include that in the filing. So if anybody wants to check out that transcript, you can find it in the folder.
I was just reading like his opening salvo. I was like, oh,
it's a movie.
He's so good. It's
a movie. Good. It's a movie.
Yeah,
it could be a movie.
Notes, people.
Sorry to interrupt this episode of Legally Vegas, but it's really important that I share with you that my brilliant law partner, Kimball Jones, has been named the 2026 Nevada Justice Association Trial Lawyer of the Year. That's right, guys. Bighorn Law is home to Nevada's Trial Lawyer of the Year. I'm so proud of my partner, Kimball. Bighorn Law, we practice in the fields of personal injury. We handle everything from car accidents, slip and fall, trip and fall, medical malpractice, and most importantly, insurance bad faith cases. Please call us at 702-333-1111. If we can't help you, we're going to help you find somebody that can. Now, back to the show. There was another case that came up recently that I thought would be interesting to talk about, even though it happened in Reno, which fine, we don't really claim
Reno
it.
people.
Yeah, sorry, Reno. But here is the OnlyFans content creator arrested for multiple open and gross lewdness counts on UNR's campus.
I saw that.
So the University of Nevada in Reno. So apparently there was this OnlyFans content creator, and he was creating content that was specifically him masturbating in public, but on campus at various things. And it was actually originally reported by the student newspaper, which is called
what?
the...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it was
funny.
the Nevada Sagebush, which I think is UNR's student newspaper. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Sagebush? Not like a brush, like a
This is...
sagebush? Oh.
I think so. Yeah. Sagebush.
Okay.
No pun intended. In videos posted online to social media platform X, an OnlyFans content creator appears to be masturbating in various locations on the University of Nevada Reno campus under the handle, I'm not even going to repeat it, not worth it.
No.
One video depicts the man sitting at what appears to be a desk in the Knowledge Center library. It's actually on their website. It's blocked out, but my understanding is he was filming all of this content in various places amongst campus and then posting it onto his OnlyFans. And obviously the students figured it out.
How much money do you think he was making off of this? Like,
I mean,
I don't know what
expensive now.
But like, I don't know.
Can you blame him?
I mean, no. Like, it's, maybe he doesn't get in-state tuition. Nobody knows. UNR is expensive.
I mean, these are the depths that people have to go to with tuition being so high right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I do not have an OnlyFans for the record. But I don't know, like, how does that work? Like, is it a monthly subscription? Do you pay for videos? I have questions as to like, how lucrative, not that I'm thinking about like doing this, but I'm like, how lucrative was this?
And was it worth like
and was
the criminal
it worth
charges?
It? Yeah, because I mean, what, he was charged with like lewdness in public, right?
Yeah,
Like that's,
multiple counts.
like that's kind of serious.
And I think, I'm not a criminal expert, a criminal defense attorney, but I think that if you are convicted of that, it might require you, or there are some types of lewdness in public that it might require you to actually register as a sex offender. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now you're on here's this college student who probably was just trying to pay his tuition, making all this content, thinking this is different, this is creative. And then now all of a sudden he's facing all of these sex crimes that have the potential, if he's found guilty of, that he's going to have to register as a sex offender, which is going to drastically change the rest of his life.
The course of his life, yeah. And I almost wonder, because he was on college, not everyone who goes to college is
an adult.
I
was 17.
See? Yeah, well, yeah, like I think I was too. So it's like, is there like minor charge? It was a whole bad situation. Like not smart kid, not smart.
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name here. I mean, you guys can Google it if you want, but he does
not give him any more traction.
Yeah, he faces charges of multiple open and gross lewdness counts. One of the videos had other people visible near him at the Joe Crowley Student Union Theater. His Twitter account was disabled shortly after the Nevada Sagebush started reporting about him, and he was booked on Monday. Oh, here you go. His OnlyFans channel, which used to charge $9.99 a month, was also disabled.
Wow.
I wonder how many subscribers he needed to have to make that work.
Yeah, to make it worth it.
I don't know. I hope he saves some money for his legal bills.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope all of his OnlyFans money he has saved.
So his channel had college exhibitionist. That was how he described himself. So anyway, in OnlyFans news.
It takes all types, I guess.
So in our first episode, Sam, we talked about how you have been here a really, really long time. Right. And in all the time that you've been here, did you ever go and see a David Copperfield show?
No. So I never went. And it was always something that I got to go see. I need to go see this. I need to go see this. Well, I think my time's up. I don't think I'm going to get the chance to see him, seeing as he's basically done and been canceled. But no, I I also never saw like Siegfried and Roy, and I wish I kind of would have seen them too. But
I didn't see them either.
Yeah.
I wish.
Nope, never saw David Copperfield.
Well, for those of you that are just catching up, David Copperfield's show in Las Vegas is coming to an end. He has had a Las Vegas residency for more than 25 years.
Yeah.
And it's not lost on us that MGM is ending his show after he has made an appearance or multiple appearances in the Epstein files.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Crazy. I wonder if those two are related.
So I've never seen his show, but I pulled some like fun facts for those of you who don't know who David Copperfield is or really appreciate what he's done for really magic. So I
think he was like the first big,
yeah,
he was the first like big illusionist that had like the big, wasn't he the one that like years ago, like made a Boeing 737 appear?
Yes.
Like, and it was like one of the biggest like illusions of like all time or something.
He was.
Like Guinness Book of World Records or something.
So just to kind of share with you guys, so he's a stage magician and illusionist. He's been named by Forbes as the most commercially successful magician in history. Jeez. He was nominated for 38 Emmy Awards and he won 21 of them.
Damn.
He has a more than 40-year career. He has 11 Guinness World Records. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was granted knighthood by the French government, no big deal, and named a living legend by the U.S. Library of Commerce.
Does France even have knights?
I don't know, apparently.
Okay.
Then here's some just cool stuff that he's done. What you're referencing, the disappearance of a Learjet in 1981,
right.
Vanishing and reappearance of the Statue of Liberty in 1983. He levitated over the Grand Canyon in 1984. He walked through the Great Wall of China in 1986. He escaped from Alcatraz prison in 1987. He was locked in a safe and attempted to escape from Hotel Charlotte before it imploded in 1989. The disappearance of the Orient Express train dining car in 1991 and flying on stage for several minutes in 1992. Now, in 2015 alone, Forbes listed his earnings at $63 million over the last 12 months. And he was ranked as the 20th highest earning celebrity in the world. He's performed all over the world. And like I said, for the last 25 years, he has been here in Las Vegas. So I sent you the article on the Epstein files. I mean,
so gross.
It is very gross.
I mean, really sad. But then if you kind of dig into Copperfield and you look at like some of the things he does in his show and just kind of look at like some of the pictures, yeah, he's kind of gross. Like it's ugh.
And those of us, I mean, you've been in Vegas for a really long time. I've been here the last 15 years now. I have heard over the years allegations that have come out against David Copperfield.
So there was always, he never was like a pristine character, right? Like there was always something, allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse and things have always been kind of, settled outside of the media. So anybody who paid attention knew that this was something was going on. And then now it's basically been confirmed.
Yeah.
Right?
So there was an article that came out. It was from The Guardian.
Yep.
The Guardian published an investigation into allegations involving Copperfield in May of 2024. So obviously before everything happened with the Epstein files, they reported that Copperfield had been accused by 16 women of engaging in sexual misconduct and inappropriate behavior, including claims that he drugged 3 women before he had sexual relations with them.
And did you see that? Like he took them to, he also had like a Bahamian island, like something K. Yeah. So apparently, if you know someone who has a private island in the Bahamas,
red flag, immediate red flag.
Don't go. Like, just be like,
I've heard weird shit happens there.
Yeah, like I'm gonna pass on this random Bahamian adventure. Thank you, but no.
And like, oh, you have a private jet? That's fine. But you have an island? Jet? Absolutely not.
Right.
It's over.
Can you also fly me in the golf team from Alabama to Cabo?
True. Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's kind of break down a little bit of what came out as far as the Epstein files go. So on March 5th, 2026, following the disclosure now here's kind of some of what we learned from what came out during the Epstein files. Okay. So first, there was a 2007 FBI memo that said that further investigation was needed to determine if they engaged in referring possible victims to each other. And that's a quote. And they, meaning Epstein and Copperfield. Mm-hmm. Now, the Guardian notes that Copperfield has never been charged with illegal conduct and has denied any wrongdoing. FBI agents investigating David Copperfield in 2007 said that a, quote, a clear connection, end quote, existed between the famous illusionist and Jeffrey Epstein, according to documents released by the DOJ last week in the latest tranche of the Epstein files. Then there was a memo released by the FBI. This was also included in the files that just came out. And this was by agents in Seattle that concluded that there was further investigation of this connection needed to be done to determine if they both shared a predilection. Is that how you say that word? Predilection for minors, and if they engaged in referring possible victims to each other.
Did you see that, like, also, like, at some point he did, like, plead guilty to, like, soliciting prostitution from a minor? Like, it's just gross. Oh,
there's also, and this was The Guardian produced this as well in their reporting, and we'll link that. We'll share that article as far as in the files, but there was a picture of David Copperfield with Ghislaine Maxwell as well. And so obviously they were all running around in the same circles. And it's really interesting to see that basically as soon as that stuff comes out, I mean, all the stuff that came out in 2024 about all these other allegations of sexual misconduct. And I think for those of us that have been in town for a long time, we've heard these rumors for years. And so it was interesting to see, though, that once this came out, it took this finally coming out that MGM finally obviously decided to do something.
That was going to be my question. Like, do you think, I mean, again, we've been in this town forever. There's always been like rumors. Do you think MGM knew? Do you think MGM, like corporate, knew and is just because of the Epstein files, they feel like it is now like, oh, we actually have to do something? Or do you really think that they were as, quote, shocked as the rest of us?
So you're asking me, like, do I think that MGM knew about that he was in the Epstein files?
Or I mean, I guess really people didn't know that there was a lot of, like, files until recently, right? Like, you'd imagine MGM has to have this idea of all these predilections that he has and, like, all of these other things, right? Maybe they just didn't think it was that bad. And now they're like, oh, shoot. Or even when Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, I am a conspiracy theorist on that, but that's neither here or there.
I think all of America is at this point.
Okay, I was like,
no, I think we all are on
that one.
Yeah.
But do you think, like, maybe when he killed himself and they realized there were these files, they were just hoping that the DOJ wasn't going to release them and that they'd stay hidden so they didn't? Because, I mean, what other big shows, magician-wise, now that Siegfried and Roy are no longer doing it and, you know, not with us, like, what other big magician shows do they have? Like, this guy was a massive moneymaker for years.
And I think that same for me is the part that's so frustrating is that I do think that MGM for years has known about the allegations. And I think that it was, they obviously made a decision, and we know that there are allegations, right? But they obviously made a business decision that despite having all of those allegations out there, that it still made business sense for him to remain and still have a show. And so it's always frustrating, especially as a woman, I think, to see a huge company like MGM. It's almost like when they got caught almost when all this stuff comes out in the Epstein files and it's revealed just how gross all of this behavior is and the extent that this goes, that all of a sudden now they're going to make the business decision. Now it makes sense for them. And by the way, just so we're clear, MGM is not saying that is why his show is ending.
Right. This is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, this is our conspiracy theory that I think is shared by everybody in Las Vegas. It's just very convenient that David Copperfield's show is ending in Las Vegas right around the time that it comes out that he is pretty embedded for decades in the Epstein files.
It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know it's true, but it's
I'm
probably
pretty sure
true.
it's true.
I'm pretty sure it's true, right?
Now, I will say kudos to MGM because they're at least holding people maybe more accountable than like our own DOJ. So
that is true. I mean, that is true. And, you know, David Copperfield, you had a good run, dude. You had a good run. Time to go.
According to his statement, he's not done. Let me read this. So
what is he going to do?
I don't know, but I'm scared. So here's his statement. My journey began as a kid in New Jersey with a dream of one day making magic my life.
Cool.
I saw magic then, and I see magic now as more than just my work. Magic teaches us that often the things that others dismiss are impossible are not only possible, but within our grasp. For 25 years now, I've been fortunate to headline at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. My last performance at the MGM will be on April 30th, and I'm excited to announce what's next soon thereafter. Oh. It's the largest project I've ever tackled and the most challenging too. It's a bad time to make jokes about
his largest project
he's ever tackled.
Do you want to know what it is? He's like,
what?
And for my final act, I'm going to make my name disappear from the Epstein files.
Maybe, yeah. Or he's like, going to disappear.
Surprise!
I'm just going to disappear.
The Epstein files have disappeared. You are welcome, Donald Trump.
So in the meantime, I want to reflect on this moment and this milestone and thank the incredible team at the MGM and my crew that literally makes the magic happen nightly, sharing wonder with over 7 million people from nearly every country on earth. I'll be performing 120 shows over the next 8 weeks at the MGM.
God, please don't.
I know.
Please don't. Like, that's just too many. Who is still going to go see this show is my question.
Okay, well, listen, right before we got started,
that is true.
I did ask,
full circle.
And I learned here that our VP of marketing here at Bighorn Law, we were asking just generally like who's seen the show, and Leo mentioned to us, and Leo's the executive producer of this podcast. He actually, as soon as the Epstein stuff came out about David Copperfield, he knew writing was on the wall. I'm going to go rush and see the show. And one thing he did share, and Sam will remember, that apparently he does something, David Copperfield does something weird with like a little blue alien baby that he makes disappear.
Yes, because apparently the alien baby, which David Copperfield is like taking care of, that's creepy. He needs to return it to his home planet. And so David apparently, and again, I haven't seen the show, that's what Leo said, a spaceship just appears on stage as a grand finale so that David can send the creepy blue alien baby back home.
I just think like maybe if you've been named in the Epstein files, you should cut all things where you're in charge of babies.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, like, but also who on your creative team that makes the magic happen thought this was a good idea? It's creepy.
It's really creepy.
It's a little blue alien
There's pictures
baby
on the internet.
Yeah, you guys can all look it up, but if you, well, now I wonder, is it still in there? Like, now that you're mentioning the Epstein files, maybe get rid of the baby bit.
Yeah. Just throwing it out there.
I don't do PR for David Copperfield, but if I had to suggest,
if you were, that would be
my
cut all bits with minor children and babies, please.
Yeah, please
and also don't post things about tackling things.
Yeah, also don't talk about your large project or tackling anything. It's a little too on the nose there, David.
So let's, I want to kind of conclude this episode. I think we do the Vegas verdict on these 3 things. Number 1.
Drum roll.
What's the Vegas verdict on the Bruner v. Sterling case? What do you think is going to happen next?
There's going to be so much motion practice, and we're going to get so many more amazing hearings where we get to just see Jim Jimerson just shine and be amazing. And I'm hoping for another guest appearance from the University of Alabama golf team. That's what I'm hoping for.
And University of Alabama golf team, if you're listening, please comment below
on
why. And yes. And please let us know how you feel about your appearance in Clark County District Court in
and what
Nevada.
You were told about how Mr. Bruner met Miss Sterling.
Yes.
I want to know what the story was that you were fed.
Mr. Jimerson, if you're listening, please take their depositions and email them to us.
And Jackie and I are available to consult on anything.
On anything.
We are here.
2, on the UNR OnlyFans content creator, what's the Vegas verdict?
It's not worth it, man. It's like, I don't care how much your OnlyFans, how much you were charging. It's not worth how much this kid's life is screwed up.
Just take out the student loans, man.
I feel bad for him. I actually feel really bad for him. And I hate that it is the state of our country and our education system that somebody has to resort to that to get a higher education.
Yep.
Just be like Miss Sterling and just strip your way. I mean, honestly.
Which I think is probably still available in Reno. I don't know. Are there strip clubs in Reno?
Why are you asking
me?
Know. Why would I
don't
know?
What? Yeah, we don't know. We've never been. So, all right. Now,
I mean, I'm not going to a strip club in Reno. Ew. No. Have you been to Reno?
We don't know if there are strip clubs in Reno, but we just want to throw it out there that is an alternative, better option than dirty content made
than dirty masturbation content.
Yeah, don't do that. Just take out the student loans and move on.
Or strip
or dance. Whatever you got to do, don't do what this guy did.
Yeah, don't do that.
Now, finally, David Copperfield, what's the Vegas verdict? Are you going to go see the show?
Oh, I might. I honestly,
I
I
know.
might. And I hate that I'm like, I can't believe that I'm willing to give this creepy pedophile man money.
Yeah.
But one, I bet you tickets are probably cheap right now.
Especially for locals, because nobody's coming here.
Exactly. No, yeah.
I don't know if
and
you heard
also
Vegas is dead,
nobody's
so.
going. But
Yeah.
I also now am eerily intrigued by the creepy baby bit. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of
Now
want
I
to see it
kinda
for
wanna
myself.
know.
So maybe we should go and do a report on David
Okay.
Copperfield and his relationship with tiny blue aliens.
Yeah. And
So.
apparently being in the custodial care of minors. We have questions,
Yeah, I have questions.
Mr. Copperfield.
Who let this man do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it is an alien.
Yes.
Why did you abandon your baby alien with this man? Could you not have found a more suitable candidate?
Yes. Okay. So goodbye to Mr. Copperfield. So long. I don't know where he's going to end up, but I won't lie.
Tackling something, don't you worry.
Yeah, tackling something large, hopefully not in Las Vegas. I wouldn't mind if he just wasn't here.
Yeah, just go back to Jersey. You started in
Yeah.
Jersey, go back to Jersey.
Yeah.
Full circle.
All right.
Full circle.
Sam, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Legally Vegas. I think that you're a fan favorite, so
thanks.
we'll probably have you back again. If people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
I'm Samantha Martin at Vino Vegas Lawyer on Instagram. And I
Awesome.
don't do Facebook, so don't try to find me there.
If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. You can follow us on anywhere that you get podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, or you can go on YouTube and follow Bighorn Law, where all of our Legally Vegas podcasts post.